Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning. We're back. I want to do a real quick video to share with you guys, and it might help some people, especially men, and maybe possibly even women. This might give you some perspective. I just want to talk about like me becoming a father and how fatherhood has made me less selfish. I'm a lot less self-centered, and I didn't realize it until I came through on the other side. And this is coming from a man that was once a boy without a father. Mother died very early. Sister took care of me, so my sister practically was my mother. And I had like a vengeance almost, a forever burning, eternal hatred for the absence of me not having parents. Which in the long run, it did work out pretty well. Now, considering in my favor, I strengthened my relationship with my sister over time, because once your sister becomes practically your mother, you automatically become closer. My sister's over 24 years. I think she's about 24 to 25 years older than me. And so, it's just in the back of my mind, it just didn't sit right that I didn't have parents. Other kids got parents. You're a little jealous, you upset, the whole 9 yards. And so growing up, I was like, when I become a father, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be prepared. You're like, I'm going to have the perfect scenario. Fatherhood was easily and has been, still is. And even when it happened, one of my top three goals is to be a great father, because I just didn't have one. And I don't know. I don't know if it's like pain or what, but I think it's more so anger than pain, because for some reason when you're young, you don't truly understand. But I had my first kid like when I was 25 years old, man, and I always told myself, I was like, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be prepared. I'm not going to be like those other people. I'm not going to be like those parents. I'm not going to be like my family members or my friends. I'm not going to get caught lacking. I'm smart. I am resourceful. I plan. I'm a leader. We could do this. I'm like, and as time goes on, and luckily it's with the woman that I wanted to have children with. Thank God is with the woman that I wanted to have children with, and it was with and if you're watching this, EJ and Aisha, I love you. But yeah, me and my girl were together for quite some time, and we had like this little gap where we're just trying to figure stuff out, and I was just being a little bit immature for like 9 months to a year. You know how that goes. But even when we're separated, we're still like with each other all the time and still having talks to trying to work on it. It's not like I was talking to other shorties or anything, but when we were away and when we weren't together, even though we were together, I was literally telling people, which is kind of weird. I don't know why I did this, but I was like, if I could pick one woman, because people would always ask her like, oh, where's she at? How are you guys getting back together? What are you doing? Because people want to be all up inside your business, which fair enough. Y'all just want to know. Y'all the homies. So, we talking, and, I'm like, yeah, man, like we working on it. It just ain't there yet. It just ain't clicking. And they're like, oh, that's a shame, and then I'm like, yeah, man. And then we just kind of get kind of sad, and I'd be like, man, but if I had, and I would tell them like, yo, if I had to pick one woman, even though we ain't together, to have babies with, it would be her. No BS, man. Like 6 months later, she gets pregnant. I'm like, oh my God. I immediately like crumble on every single level, like on a cellular level. My whole brain, my insides just exploded. All of a sudden, I just felt like the child in me, I let down. And I had an intense fear because I had lack of preparation, that I would not be good enough. And it's because I was unprepared. And that was one of my biggest pivot points, is because preparation is important with parenting, man. It really is, and I have my, I kind of have my career together. My girls, she has her stuff together too. And so we would just want where we wanted to be, but it was good enough. But I hate, using the phrase good enough, or I tried, or I did the best I can. I would never want of those words come out of my mouth. And you know what? They never have. And I hope they never will. I'm going to work every single day for them to never have to, for those words never have to come out of my mouth. But, man, like I realized, like once I had him, pretty much that regardless of the situation, I would never have to worry about him going without, because having him, meeting him, it put like a battery in my back where I'm willing to work myself to the bone for his happiness, his well-being, his safety, his comfort, his everything, his whole little world. I'm willing to just do whatever. I made this YouTube channel because, of course, I want to help people, and I always wanted to make a YouTube channel, but a part of me is kind of afraid that I'm not going to be able to have like 40 grand for him. You know what I'm saying? For college. And that could, or at least 20, just be able to toss him 20 and then toss him another 15 when he leaves, toss him another 15 when he moves out, and just have a good large amount of money for him to go to school and to have his young adulthood to be, for him not to be working, man. I work 3 jobs, it's stupid. It's stupid. We can plan financially for our children to be successful at a very young age and for them not to have to work, crazy. And I'm not saying I want my child to be spoiled, not bougie or nothing, but like I at least want to have my son be like, here, son, here's a car, here's a savings account that, a joint account where you have X amount of dollars coming out every single month, and have it help him with half of his house, his down payment for his house, And these are all dreams that I have, and I'm going to achieve them. So I started a YouTube channel, man. And I started banging them things out, and it was ridiculous because I was exposing myself, which is one of the biggest reasons people don't, make a YouTube channel, or at least show their face. But I feel like this is just a good way for me to relate to people, and people know there's like a face with a voice and everything. So yeah, I started making this YouTube channel, man. I got a new job. I started taking, I took like a little bit of risks. I took a calculated risk where I knew I could do it, and it was something I switched jobs. I switched from lending from like loans, and I went over to like mortgages. And I didn't know nothing about mortgages, but I was like, I could do this, man. There's a lot on the line. I was like, we got this. So I made the switch. I made the change, and I'm glad I did it. And every single year, I'm doing better. But I just don't. It's all because of him. Once you have a child, you think of yourself last. You come last, and that's a good thing. I want him to come first. I want him to enjoy everything that I've worked for, and it also has helped me be less selfish, because for the first time in my life, I am someone's support system 100%, which I take on with honor, and I love being a support system. But also with my friends and my family and stuff, I'm also working on being a better support system. Not everybody in this life has a good support system, and it's really sad. I feel like, even if you're doing extremely well, people think a support system is when your whole life is falling apart. But, even when you're doing extremely well at the top of your game, a support system is needed. And it changed my life in the best way possible. I had my son when I was 25, and I didn't really have too many fears for real. As a man, I didn't have too many fears in life, except for that, having an unplanned child. What else would be a fear? That's about it. Maybe I start a business and lose my shirt, but even then I could file bankruptcy, and it's reversible. Everything's always reversible, and the consequences aren't as severe. I'm not affecting anyone else's life but my own. I still have time to make it up before I have children, unless you have children. So, once that fear had been completely eliminated, it was fair game, and I could really operate how I wanted to, because, I'm like, oh man, it gets easier over time. It's like this hump, it's like this hill, but once you learn how to do diapers, and how to go to doctor's appointments, and learn all the little cute fun baby stuff, cause how to hold your baby correctly, all that cool stuff is like really difficult that men don't really have an act for, because like nurturing is kind of like the mom's thing. Not that all women are automatically good nurturers. There are some men out there too, but for the most part, women got that on lock. Love, care, all the touchy-feely stuff. The cradling, the rocking, the burping. That's like a bond. The feeding. And moms just have that relationship just like off rip. And as a father, they have to develop it over time, or at least I had to. Like, I love my son, but we didn't have the bond. And that's something you have to stay for. A lot of fathers run, which I don't blame them for running. It's a lot. It is a lot, and to be honest with you, you don't get to call the shots. But over time it gets so much easier and you start to reap the rewards of it, and in today's society, fatherhood and having children isn't even that popular. And I also don't blame them, because it's a lot. It's expensive. It's a lot. Your life changes, but the reward, man, the reward is totally worth it. Totally worth it. Like, the club isn't going anywhere. The streets aren't going anywhere. I would rather be at the park pushing my son on the swing than in the club 6-7 shots deep. No cap. Especially once these sports start. Man, you gonna catch me with a lawn chair on the sidelines with some binoculars watching football, or in the bleachers playing basketball. Like, it's okay for the change. The change is scary, but you shouldn't fear it, shouldn't fight it. And you should also have conversations with the mother of your child, if you're scared or if she's scared. Having those conversations are fine. Talk about the future. Talk about your baby's future. These should all be conversations that you should be having, like, on a daily basis. And it's awesome, man. Being a dad is awesome. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's kind of an emotional video, man, because I love my son so much. But seriously, man, it's so cool. It's amazing. They learn every single day. They look just like you. They smile just like you. Any new fathers out there, just fight for it. It's worth fighting for. And that's the thing. You have to fight. You have to fight. Just like everything else. Except this is the Super Bowl. Because once you have kids, that kid is going to go and do whatever you teach it and whatever it watches. Because my son literally does whatever I do. So it's like, I have to be at the top of my game to some extent. I have to, you can never be on 10 all the time, but I know I should always be between a 7 and a 10, and my actions, my habits, and my words should reflect it. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about fatherhood, man. This is just my little ramble, my little rant, bro. Because a lot of people are having kids. A lot of people, congratulations, all the new parents out there, both fathers and mothers. And it can be a little scary. I just want to tell my story because a big portion of my identity was once, like I said, for me to be prepared. And I was in a good situation. It's not like, I had a good job. It's just, I just wanted like that golden number, that golden salary, and a mortgage to be there, But it was something I had to get through, and I'm still getting through it right now. I'm going to get through it, and I don't doubt even a little bit that I'm not going to be able to hit that mark that I'm looking for. I'm going to do it way sooner than I anticipate as well. But you just have to fight for it, man. I hope you guys have a great day. Congratulations to any new parents, any young adults that are scared, any new young dads that are scared. I mean, my thing is this, right? Especially if you're the dad, man. When she get pregnant and y'all about to have this baby, you just gotta work. You just gotta work. Have a baby shower. Totally have a baby shower. Baby showers help so much. Talk to other people with kids, because if other people that have kids always have a whole bunch of leftover clothes. Talk to moms. I was talking to moms every chance I got, because I'm not the type of person, or when I am now because I'm a dad, but before I wouldn't just be talking to like little kids, or like, I don't know nothing about kids or toddlers or babies or anything, like, seriously. But I just learned everything I could, and then I listened to their stories, and I listened to advice, and I have two really good friends that really helped me through this. That's why I'm like support system, because when you shook, and I was one of the first people out of all my friends to have a child, even though we're old, we were of age, we were 25, but it was pretty rough, man. And I would be talking to them and stuff, and I drank a lot of beers, but they were there for me, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, yeah, like, you need a support system. of some sort. And even if you're doing well, you need a support system because you want to maintain doing well. If you're not well, get well. If you're well, keep it that way, because at that point it's maintenance or figuring out how to do better. But they could really make it a lot easier because you could talk through stuff. And I'm not saying like just be ranting or nothing, but sometimes you just be frustrated or angry or mad or tired, and you just need somebody to talk to, and everybody should have that. And that helped me greatly. And if you don't have that in your family or in your friends, find a group, find a Reddit support group, hop on YouTube, Facebook, do something. There's groups for everything. And being a dad is awesome. Being a dad is stressful, but it's so cool. I love the responsibility, and heavy is the crown. Heavy is the head of the king that wears the crown. I probably messed that up, but with great power comes great responsibility, and being a dad has great power. Y'all get what I'm saying, man? All right, I ain't trying to make this all long-winded. No one will probably watch it, but being a dad is so dope. It's like I can't stop him from growing. That's another thing. I wanted to just stop him. Like, now I know why people have more than one kid, because your kids get up and start doing stuff, and you just miss them being like a tiny little baby and growing. And my son's starting to learn how to talk. His new favorite thing is to say hi, which is terrible in public, because if you really just want to be introverted, it's not an option, because you got this cute little baby. Hi. His little afro, curly hair, big old smile. Hi. He's just waving to everybody. He's only one, but it's hilarious, and I love that he does that. I can't lie to you, even though it drives me nuts. But yeah, man, it's so cool, man. And I get to join the dad club. There's the dad club. They're just totally a dad club. And dads will give you advice, man. You think once you become a dad, it's like a bond, You can talk about stuff. And the conversations change too. And your lifestyle does have to change. You can't just be in the streets, but unless you drop your kid off at grandparents a lot. But even then, why would you want to do that if every single weekend if you want to spend time with your kids, But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm really glad I did this video. I'm just trying to share some more insight on myself, who I am, and a very big part of my identity is not only to do well and to strive in everything that I do, but also to be a great father and be a great, and it just, being a father just helped me become less selfish is just pretty much what I'm saying. It made me stop thinking about myself. It made me strive to be there for others a lot more, especially those that are close to me, and to take more of a leading role in getting people out of jams, making people feel better, listening, because I couldn't listen for crap. I wouldn't listen to nobody before I had my son. And now I'm a way better listener. I'm a lot less stubborn, and I feel like I'm overall just a better person. I'm going to be honest with you. Took a lot to get to this point. But I'm here. I'm glad I'm here. It's just dope, man. It's just dope. I hope you guys have a good day. That's my little tidbit on fatherhood. Okay. I once we get a house, I'm gonna get me a grill, a fanny pack. I'm gonna old headed up. You feel me? But I'm a nut. But I'll catch y'all later, man. Shout out to all my dads, my newcomer dads. I'm out. I'm in the jump park a lot, trying to get into better shape. I gotta go here and hit this, or else I'm gonna go BS. But I'll catch y'all later.